the plan was not to work as much and to build up to this thing in July at the Essence Festival in New Orleans. And we haven't received any information or dates yet, but he reassured me that, you know, it will be a tour
Okay.
following that whole mothership because it ain't, you know, they building it. I thought they were gonna do some AI thing, kind of like what was at the festival with the backdrop. And you know, we just did a thing in Detroit with Ray Chu, and we did an orchestra thing where we played with the orchestra, some of us, and they had a backdrop of kind of like what was at the festival. But this
Mm.
is actually they're building a new ship.
That's what's up.
So, and that's what I want to understand more than anything, you know. But he let me know that's why it's taking a little bit. They wanted to make sure that when they get this ship built, that we could carry on with it, you know. Matter of fact, the people that was giving the thing in New Orleans was like, well, you guys are gonna take the ship with you, right? After we do it, you know. I guess I guess they thought it was gonna be like a one-time event and we were gonna leave the ship, but George's intention is to take the ship on the road and get in some venues that can hold it, you know.
That's from the super fan point of view. That's what we want to hear.
Yeah.
Because
No doubt.
there's a mothership that's out here, but it's way too big. And it's
Oh wow.
one whole piece. And I mean, you could
Oh
fit
yeah.
like 6 people inside of it.
Yeah, I
Wow.
Okay.
seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just too big. It can't be broke down. They would have to shuttle it along like the space shuttle,
Yeah.
because it's so big, 40 feet high by 30 feet wide.
Oh,
Yeah. I
yeah.
think more than anything, I did hear that they had like you know, they got the new material out now that it's lightweight. And whatever they're doing, I'm pretty sure they're making it to where we can transport it from city to city, you know.
Yeah, break
The
it
the first
down.
the first mothership in '76, I wasn't in the band yet, but I remember going to see that mothership. That one pretty much was the length of the stage, you know, it was huge.
Mhm.
And it was a bunch of heavy material. And then the second mothership in '96 wasn't as big, and it was, you know, we could take it around a little bit, but we didn't take it as many places as I thought we were, you know.
Mhm.
But from the way they're talking, this particular ship will be done with some materials that we can transport around a little bit easier and get it into some nice venues, you know. So just be on the lookout for it. I'm still waiting on management. I was talking to Bob Rella about and Archie. Could y'all give me a little bit of, you know, like what we gonna do? But they've been very, very quiet about it too. They say, well, we'll let you guys know when the time is right, you know. But up until that time, we got some one-offs that we're gonna do. Next one, I think we're coming over to San Antonio, Texas, to do a one-off over there. And I think, well, we got well, no, that's at the end of the month, right? The Texas thing. I
Oh
think
yeah,
that's at
yeah,
the end of the month.
yeah. End of
That's
the
that.
month,
I
I
think that's the
believe.
25th or something like that.
Yeah.
Um, and then in May we have a couple of things we're doing as a casino or something like that. But like I said, it's not going to be nothing happening on the main tip until like we land the mothership. And you know, and I'll be glad when that happens, you know what I mean? Because I'm excited about the mothership. I've been telling George that we should land the mothership for about a decade now, you know. Um, and then when we played Hawaii last year, we were all in the dressing room, and he said, "I think I'm gonna land the mothership again." And I was like, "Really?" You know, he's like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna land the mothership again." I said, "Wow, man! So what made you think about that?" He was like, "Well, you know, I think it's time, you know." And so I was just happy to hear that, you know, and you know, everybody that knows about the mothership will be excited. And like I said, at this festival, I met kids, man, like these Japanese kids that flew in all the way from Japan, and they was excited about it, and they was telling me about what they had heard about the mothership landing, and they was just hoping that they could be a part of it this time. And that's really what it's all about, the newer generation. That's what 3GP is about, the generation, and continuing on. Shonda is real big upon continuing on,
The legacy.
But I told Sean, I said, your granddad ain't going no damn where no time soon, look like. He ain't trying to miss shit.